All right, what's up, YouTube TV, Brew fam, Brew crew? Welcome to the first edition of Brute Force TV. This is going to be my podcast platform for a little while. Just figured I was doing some thinking about it. I'm like, well, man, we have folks that follow us on Instagram but aren't on Facebook. People that follow us on Facebook that aren't on Instagram, and then we have folks that are on YouTube that I don't know if you guys are on either one of those platforms. So I figured, what the hell, might as well just start doing Brute Force TV here, and then we'll just flow from there. So, a little bit about me before we get jumped into this whole thing. If you don't know me, you've probably seen me in some of these videos. My name is Mo, and I am the CPO, the Chief Performance Officer of Brute Force. What does that mean? Well, we don't have executives at Brute Force, so the CPO, Chief Performance Officer, is our version of a CEO. So I have the honor and privilege of running this incredible company, and getting to listen to you guys, getting your feedback, and getting to innovate some really cool gear that we got. We have some more fun stuff coming up for you guys too. So excited about that. And before you ask about this, I'm actually getting the lower half of my tattoo, my sleeve, removed and starting over. So just I don't like the way the guy did some of the stuff, and it's going to be on my body forever, and I want to look right. So that's what this is. I actually just came from a session before I did jumped on this live broadcast. So, but anyway, we're going to jump in and talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's coming up with Brute Force. I'm really excited about, especially at the first of the year. I've got a really cool program that I've been working on called Mission 300. And it's going to be a program that you can follow in concert or along with any other thing that you're doing. It's going to be something that this can be your standalone thing that you do. You can make this as easy as you need to for your fitness, your ability, or you can make it as challenging as you want to. So it's totally up to you. But the name of this thing is called Mission 300. And what it is you're going to do 100 reps a day for 100 days, but it's going to build on itself. And the reason I'm doing this is because I was thinking about this the other day. Um, I started doing 100 reps of movements with my sandbag just to stay ready for stuff, because the way I train myself, the way I train my mind and body is it's literally like our motto at Brute Force, which is I created that, is to be ready for anything at any time under any circumstance. So whether it's it doesn't matter if you want to go run a half marathon, a marathon, do a ultra ruck, climb a mountain, do a mountain bike race, do a Spartan race, jump into a triathlon, whatever it is, my body and my mind are trained so that I can go do that thing. So with Mission 300, I just I like to be ready for stuff. So I'm doing 100 reps of something. And one of the things I like to do is just ground over shoulders, like really practical type movements, and throwing in stuff, hell, I did the other day, I did 100 reps of bicep curls. Then I grabbed the sandbag, did 100 reps of behind the head tricep extensions. Because you need that. You need to have that, I know a lot of times people are like, well, I don't do curls, or I don't do stuff like that. Well, that's fine. But understand that in life, and what we call mission critical movements, like you need to pick somebody or pick an object up and hold that thing for an extended period of time, either static or moving it to safety or moving it to another position. Well, guess what you have to have, friends? You have to have, ready, bicep strength. You got to have the ability to curl and then hold that static isometric curl position for however long. So incorporating bicep curls into some of your stuff is really functional, and you reduce the sleeve gap. So it's always good. Anyway, so back to Mission 300. So what we're going to do, I was thinking about, I was like, man, I want to put a challenge on for everyone. And, something that's challenging, but something that's doable. And again, you can make this as easy or as difficult as you want. Because I know a lot of people do 75 hard, and you probably do as well. And I also know more people that fail 75 hard than complete it and are successful with it. And listen, I love 75 hard. It is a program that requires and demands dedication and focus. I love that stuff. Like my MO in life and what I love to do, I like to find really, really hard things that not a lot of people like to do and go do those things. No, that's just I like to test myself. So, 75 hard is an amazing program, but it also is very time consuming. You might not have time for 2 workouts a day, or you do. Everybody does. That's Andy's whole point. But I had a friend who was going to do 75 hard, and he's like, "Yeah, but man, I travel for work. I will be traveling for the first quarter, and I got a 6 a.m. flight, so I'm not going to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go work out." So with Mission 300, you can knock out 100 reps at any point in time during the day, and if you need to, you can break those 100 reps up into different sets. So let's say you're just getting back into your fitness journey. You're overcoming an injury, or you want to build up some strength and endurance and resilience and power in a certain area. Maybe it's push-ups, maybe it's pull-ups, and there's not a chance in hell you could knock out 100 pull-ups. I mean, I can barely knock out 100 pull-ups, and I do this stuff a lot. So you can break it up. You can do, maybe I do 10 right now, and then in 15 minutes I'll do 10 more, or I break it up where I'll do 10 reps every hour for 10 hours through the course of the day. And then obviously at the end of the day, I will have accumulatively completed 100 reps. And then every time you do that movement, you get a little bit stronger, you do a few more reps, and you build and build and build. So that's the beauty of Mission 300, is that it is designed for you to get stronger, and then for you to see those changes, mark those changes down, and watch your progress. So the way it's going to flow, though, is if you're doing this every 30 days, you're going to add more reps, because our bodies adapt. You know this. You adapt and you get better. And to kind of eliminate the boredom and keep you moving, you're going to add repetitions every 30 days. So by the end of this whole thing, the last 40 days of the program, the reason it's called Mission 300 is because that last 40 days, you're doing 300 reps every day, and you're going to be ready for it. Like, thinking about that right now might be daunting, but don't let it be. Listen, I've been an endurance athlete for 23 years now, and it's just like running an Ironman or running a marathon or running anything long distance. To think about it right now, if you're just getting started, is pretty damn daunting. But by the time you train for it, and by the time you get to that event, whatever it is, an Ironman, a 10K, a half iron, a half marathon, a marathon, by the time race day comes, you've trained your body and mind so much that you're ready for it. And that's what Mission 300 is about. You can use weight, you can use body weight, you can use, preferably, I hope you use our sandbags, because I want you to be able to throw stuff around and use the instability to create stability, which we'll talk about more in a minute. But you could, if you need to, you can use dumbbells, you can use kettlebells, you can use a barbell, you can do body weight. So if you're traveling, you can still do this stuff. So look, at the end of the day, if you're just having one of those days, you're like, dang man, I just don't have time for all this stuff, you can still knock out 100 reps. And at the end of the day, you feel successful about it because you did something. Instead of going, well, damn, I don't have time to go to my training class. I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time for a 45-minute workout. Hell, I don't have time for a 20-minute workout, but I have time to hop up, stand up, bust out 20 air squats and get back to work. And I'll do more later. So you see, Mission 300 is set up and designed for you to succeed and learn about yourself, and also learn how to make you a priority. Also, guys, I see 3 of you are on here. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff or anything revolving training right now, ask me, ask away. Just put it in the chat line. I think I can see it. I'm full transparency, still learning the YouTube live scenario. So, hopefully I'll see your chat and I can answer you. But in addition to that, just like 75 hard, there are going to be more components to it. You can't just work out. And just so you guys know, my background, I've got a degree in exercise science and kinesiology. I've worked with every type of human being there is, from professional athletes to Olympians to adaptive athletes with amputation, spinal cord injuries, Parkinson's, et cetera. So I know what the body looks like and how it functions in every aspect and form. I've also studied integrative medicine and holistic nutrition for about 2 decades. And I really, really, really dove into mindset, meditation, and trauma release and breath work in 2015. So that's really where I've spent a lot of my time over the last 7.5 years, is working with individuals with breath work, with meditation, with mindset, with reframing language and self-talk, and eliminating a lot of traumas. So when creating programs, I have that holistic approach in mind. Okay. So with Mission 300, it's no different. So you also are going to have a progressive breathwork mindset component to it. And listen, if you don't meditate right now, cool. I don't care. You don't need to. Actually, you do need to. But I'll tell you this. I promise you already do meditate. Because if there's anything in your life that you pay attention to, that you're focused on, in the present moment while you're breathing, you're doing meditation. The literal definition of mindfulness meditation is paying attention to a particular thing on purpose in the present moment while breathing. So like if you're in it, if you're focused on work and you're focused and you're dialed in with that, that's a meditation. If you practice a sport, like if you roll jujitsu, if you do rock climbing, if you're weightlifting, you walk up and you're focused on what you're about to do, that is meditation. You are actually doing a moving meditation. And with breath work, man, breathing is the fastest way to regulate your brain and your body and your nervous system. So literally without doing anything else, guys, if you just take a few nice breaths, deep breath into the nose, allowing your belly to expand, ribs expand, and then a long exhale, 2 to 3 of those breaths brings you down into a calm state of being. That also is where you recover. That's where you digest food. That's where your cognition improves. That's where language improves, communication, everything happens in that state, which is known as alpha. So in Mission 300, there's going to be a breath work mindset component to it that builds across that 100 days. There's also going to be a mobility component. Like, man, one of the biggest questions I get when I pose a question in our Facebook group or our Instagram group is like, hey, what do you guys want more of? And without a question, the most popular thing people say is more mobility. So I've got a mobility practice that I will be putting on the Mission 300 program, which is also going to be on our Brute Force WOD app. It's all going to be launching on January 1st. But there's going to be a progressive progression of time that you will do mobility through the course of that 100 days as well. And honestly, they're probably going to be the same movements, because with mobility, you don't have to do a whole bunch of fancy stuff. Like, I know you guys can, hell, you probably see it here on YouTube. You can see it on Instagram all the time. There's so many things you can do revolving mobility practices. But man, there's a few core things that everybody needs to be doing that will open up the entire body and get you ready, number one, for movement, but also help improve a lot of the imbalances that we have from being a forward bending society. So there's that component to it. There's also going to be an intermittent and fasting component to it, because we are a society of consumption. Food is one of those things. So, we actually need to give our digestive system a bit of a break. So I'll be adding a component of intermittent fasting. Then as it builds, you will add a fasting, like a 24-hour fast there. And then as we go through it, there's going to be an extended period of fasting to really drive in some of that cellular autophagy, or helping your body regenerate itself at the cellular level a lot stronger, more vibrant. And you learn a lot about yourself in doing some sort of fast. It's a really cool process. So there's going to be the movement, there's going to be the mobility, there's going to be the fasting. There's also going to be a cardio option that you get to do. And I prefer you do it with a weighted object. So either our Brute Force ruck, or if you have another ruck, use that. You can use one of the sandbags and just do a burden carry, or hell, pick up a dumbbell or a pair of dumbbells and go for a ruck or go for a walk. The benefit, as you might know already, if you don't, of using weight while you walk, number one, it's more low impact. Number two, you burn more calories. Number three, and the most important, is that it enables you to stand upright with a better posture, and it really challenges and strengthens your core, which is what we want to be able to do. And you're building cardiovascular endurance, which, look, you can have the prettiest muscles out there, but if they're not functional, if I can't pick you up and take you 800 yards to safety, I got a problem. I want to be able to, if something goes down and you're like, I need to go get help, and help is 5 miles that way. Got it. Let's go. I can do that because I train my body that way. So in Mission 300, you're going to be doing cardio along the way as well, at least 4 to 5 days a week. Now, if you have issues with your back or knees or anything like that, start out very light. You can put 5 pounds in a backpack and you won't even know it's there, and go for a walk. Okay. So there's also going to be a nutrition component, really, where we're just eating the amount of protein that we need for our body each day. But again, all this will be explained in the app. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to ask you or answer you. All right. So now, we obviously, with Brute Force and Brute Force training, you guys know our products. We make and we sell unstable training gear. And by the way, just so you know, we've been around since 2008. We are the original 8-handle sandbag company, but we are a very, very small team. People think that we've got this massive staff of humans. Let me tell you something. We got 6 people in this company. We got myself, I get to run it. My wife is my COO. We've got an incredible warehouse manager that's also a genius with human movement in the body. Have a raw goods director who gets all the Corduro, seatbelt webbing, all that stuff, orders that for us. I got one guy, that cuts everything from all that raw material into the structure of the vest, the bag, etc., in the back of our warehouse. We then send that out. We have a team of six ladies, actually 5 ladies and 1 guy, that sew all those things up. Then they send it back to us. And we have our head sewer who makes all the final adjustments, also does all your what's it called? Hell, when you send something back to be repaired, warranty work. There you go. Warranty stuff. And by the way, those 5 women and 1 guy, they live within a 10-mile radius of Arvada, Colorado. So when I tell you we're American made, we are right here American made. But that's us. We have a very, very small team of humans. So, and that's what we get to do. And it's really cool. Now, but one of the things, even though you guys are probably familiar with our products and working out with unstable load, there's still that tendency, man, when you pick it up, you want to shift it. You want to try to make it even, because that's what we want to do. Like it's almost like our you have this negativity bias, which we are designed in the limbic system of our brain to have a bit of negativity for survival. Well, I feel like our tendency when I pick up a sandbag is to shimmy it around and try to make it even, because we want to make it a little bit more comfortable. But I'm going to challenge you to not do that, because here's why. If you look, if you guys are on Instagram, you look at our Instagram feed, I posted a picture of my wife doing a Zercher squat with her dog, and that dog is kind of all over the place. But think about life, man. Like if you have children, or if you have to pick somebody or something up and some sort of odd object or some sort of dead weight, there's no symmetry to that. It's going to be heavy on one side and not so heavy on the other. So if I'm picking you up and I've got to take you to safety, I'm not going to go, wait, hold on, Brad. Let me fix you up here. Let me make sure even. Now, I can't take you out anywhere yet. I'm going to be imbalanced. No. So I want you guys to, when you pick up your sandbag and you're like, dang, this feels heavy on the right side, let it feel heavy on the right side. And so if you're doing cleans and presses, let it be heavy on the right side. And that, because you know what that's doing? That's challenging your core and all those little intrinsic stabilizer muscles and your nervous system the way that a barbell, a dumbbell, a kettlebell could never do. So you're balancing your body just by doing that movement and allowing it to be imbalanced. And then when you get to the next set, you put your sandbag down, either go to the other side or just take it and switch it around so that round 2, it's heavier on the left side. So you're going to create symmetry and balance, but don't try to shift it around and make it even. And that's first and foremost for what I just shared with you. It's going to help you immensely with balance, with core strength, with building stronger, more resilient muscles. And it's also going to train you in a faster time with the same results that you could do. What you can do with unstable load in 20 to 25 minutes is the equivalent of an hour with a standard barbell or dumbbell, because of how much is challenging your nervous system, your muscles, all those stabilizer muscles, etc. One of the other big things, and honestly, guys, this is the biggest thing. When you train with unstable load and you let it be imbalanced like it is, it really teaches you how to handle stress and how to handle awkward things in life. Because that's the ultimate goal. Before I moved to Colorado and started running Brute Force, I helped my best friend run a foundation in Dallas. And we worked with critically injured veterans and civilians that have been impacted by amputations, spinal cord injuries, Parkinson's, and stroke. And my job was teaching them the breath work, mindset, meditation, trauma release, so that they could tap into their newfound abilities and really thrive in life. And we found out that, man, we were doing a great job at doing that inside the gym walls. We were having individuals that had spinal cord injuries that haven't walked in years starting to walk again. Suicidal ideation starting to greatly decrease or go away completely. People finding new leases on life, especially in the training floor. But if they couldn't leave the gym and operate and function better as a husband, a mother, daughter, son, whoever out in life, we kind of missed the mark on what we're doing. So with this, as simple as it seems, guys, when you train with an unstable load on a regular basis, you're teaching your body how to handle stress and become more resilient. So when you go get out in life and you start to get your ass handed to you on a Wednesday, you're like, this isn't that bad. It's called it's stress adaptation. You might be familiar with something called stress inoculation, because that's what it is. We are putting ourselves in a stressful environment that's imbalanced, that's uncertain, that's unstable, so that we can create stability in this vessel, our body, and also so we can create stability in our mind, so that when we go out in life, things just aren't that big of a deal. That also is called adaptive capacity. Because that's guess what? You're never going to eliminate stress. Hell, stress might get worse as we go through life. But what we do, and it might sound really odd, but what we're doing with how we're designing our programming, how we're designing our products, is to teach your body how to handle stress that you put yourself in, so that when you're faced with stress out in life, it has less of an impact on you, on your nervous system, on your mindset, on your ability to function. That's increasing your adaptive capacity. So you're reducing your ability, or your negative feedback on stress, and you're increasing your resilience. So that's increasing your adaptive capacity, and that's the beauty of training with this stuff, guys. So you want to put your mind in an uncomfortable state, so that when it comes time to really test you, you're more comfortable. And with that said, um, even though it's imbalanced, and say, again, like I just showed you, you're doing, again, a clean and press, and it's heavier on my right side, and I'm going to flip it over, and it's heavier on my left side. Well, over time, especially if that's all you do, you're still going to create a bit of compensation patterns. So especially when you get fatigued, that dominant side that you have, that we all have, is likely going to take over. So it's also important to make sure you're training unilaterally. So using one of our adaptive kettlebells, or using a dumbbell or standard kettlebell, moving one arm at a time, one leg at a time, to really create balance, left, right, front, and back. So it's important that you don't stick to one modality, meaning a sandbag or a barbell, something that's fixed, something that you're moving in a bilateral, same arm, both arms at the same time. You have to do something where you're moving unilaterally. So that's very important. So I think that's it, guys. I think that's what I wanted to chat with you about today. If anybody, again, if you have any questions about any of the stuff that I talked about about Mission 300, about fasting, about mindset, about stress, please leave a question in the comments, and I'll hop on and answer them for you. But this is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing this on YouTube every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is going to be the Brute Force TV channel. And I'll talk to you guys about training stuff. I'll talk to you about mindset. I'll talk to you about nutrition. I'll talk to you about lifestyle. I'll talk to you probably about everything but math problems, because I'm not the best at math. So if you guys have questions, and if you have a question, you don't want to post it publicly, but you'd like it to be answered, maybe answered anonymously, please shoot me an email. My email is my name, Mo, M-O, at bruteforcetraining.com. Just shoot me an email. Say, hey, Mo, saw your YouTube TV, have a question for you about whatever. And I won't say your name, but I'll answer your question, because I guarantee you, if you're thinking about it, other people are too. Okay. All right. So that's it. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Hope you're having a great holiday season. Train your body, train your mind. Stay ready.